The story begins with a man named Waylon Jones exiting a bus to a place called Conway. Then he continues his way to the west, onto the First National Bank of Gotham City. The man seems so strong that he breaks the ground he steps on, and the cheerful security guard named Julian even greeted him. 3 days ago, that same security guard was at the evening show of the Iceberg Lounge. The man beside him asks if he likes the beautiful dancer, and he fully agrees because she is stunning. Then the man offers him a one-on-one private show with that girl named Nippy, and Julian takes a moment sipping his beer. Back at the First National Bank, the security guard watches the mysterious man as he waited his turn in the line. The people all around seems not noticing the tall man as Julian receives a message from his coworker. He replies he's just spacing out, thinking what will he bring on his kid's birthday. Monitor 3 is also looking at the strange-looking fella. An hour before, a woman named Selena is teaching tennis with a client and tells her to use only her backhand. But the ball is so fast that it's impossible for her to hit it. She advises that she should move quickly and notices that it might rain soon. At the bank, Waylon finally got to the teller and he was asked if there's anything he could do for him. With a scratchy voice he says, "Give me the money, all of it." The teller didn't quite get that, so the villain breaks the glass between them and lifted him up through his shirt. He demands again all of the money, so the alarm goes off in the bank. Newly appointed Police Commissioner Jim Gordon was informed right away about the situation, and the comm can't really explain how to describe the suspect and just calls it one of those weirdos. The comm added that it has scales and green and it's really big. In this dire situation, the commissioner turns on the bat signal and Batman always shows up. Selena, on the other hand, is in the East Gotham mansion with her client drinking tea, and asks about the men around them. Mrs. Barrington just informs her that it's a perk being the wife of the president of the bank here in this place, and Selena have to ask if her client is in danger. Mrs. Barrington chuckles, and says it's just for show having this big mansion. Then with a sneaky look, she excuses herself if she could use the powder room. At the same time, Mr. Barrington is being informed that there's a situation going on at the First National Bank. He is in the United Gotham Bank where he has worked for the past 23 years, while talking to Mr. Gindrada, the head of security operations. A red-head man named Edward Nygma, known as the Riddler, enters his office, telling Mr. Barrington that he is about to get a phone call from his wife. The mysterious man finally revealed himself, known as the Croc, a huge monster that gone berserk, to the scene. He then looks at Julian, the security guard, still demanding the money, also tossing him like a rag doll to the wall. 24 hours ago, it seems like Julian in his cahoots with the bank robbery in the Iceberg Lounge, talking to a mysterious man who is also the owner of the establishment. The plan is to let his guy enters the bank and then make it seem believable if he got hurt a little, as long as it doesn't hurt that much. "I'm gonna make it realistic," he says. The owner smiles and agrees to Julian's suggestion, saying what a fantastic idea. Although the Cape Crusader arrives in time, it is too late for Julian as the villain is still complaining about the money. Batman disguises his voice as another teller, telling him that he could help him with the cash, but when the Croc turns around there was no one there. Back to Mr. Barrington, his wife is pleading, saying she is hurt and just give the person in front of him whatever he wants. The Riddler interrupted their conversation and put the phone down, now rushing the president of the bank to get with the business. Earlier, after Selena excuses herself to the powder room, she emerges as the Catwoman, wearing a black outfit as Mrs. Barrington, and her guards are all trembling to her demands. Back with the Croc, he goes near at the back of the counter where two arms pull him in and surprises him to fall down. Meanwhile, the word got to the United Bank manager Alex Spellman, where he is requested for them to have a tour to the sub-level 3 for inspection, since there is an unusual situation going on with the First National Bank. Mr. Barrington in the elevator reminded the villain that he will no longer comply if his wife got hurt, in which the Riddler chuckles and tells him, "If you can be a good boy, we'll keep her alive." Later, of all the vaults in the sub-levels, the villain chooses vault number 5, but Mr. Barrington says, "I don't have access to open it, no matter what threats you make to my family." He added, "I doubt you can break the lock as well." The Riddler now takes a good look on it, saying it will be a challenge. Earlier at the mansion, the guards make their move to protect Mrs. Barrington by opening fire to the Catwoman, but none of the bullets are hitting the agile criminal. Not soon she caught the firearms with her whip and managed to take them both out with her kicks. A week ago, the Croc wants to make love to her longtime girlfriend since way before his body disconfiguration, but the girl seems unpleasant to that idea anymore. She also says that it feels gross and she doesn't like it, as the man begs her to stay, saying he's going to have graft surgery, but it'll cost a lot of dollars to do it. He added, he knows a way to get it, but the girl doesn't seem too supportive of him stealing again and him going to jail for sure. But he is hopeful that he knows someone who got all the money in the world. As time goes by, Batman is fighting the Croc from wreaking havoc in the bank. Enigma has solved the vault number 5 and figuring out right now which of the 347 locked safety deposit boxes is his target. With precision thinking, he chose the right box and opened it at the center table and was astonished on what he is looking as of the moment. Batman, however, is losing the fight, while Croc is letting him know that he's just a little man and punches him to the ground. Still standing, the Cape Crusader fights back, knocking 13 teeth out of the villain's face. Enigma has finished his job and calmly went out the bank with a car just waiting for him. He was asked by Selina how's Mr. Barrington. He replies he says hi and let her know to release now his wife. Next, he shows the woman what he came for inside the bank, and Selina was purely amazed by the mysterious item. Vera, Croc's girlfriend, heard someone knocking on her door as a man stands in front of her giving her a bag. He added, she shouldn't spend it, not until the Croc is released from the Arkham, and then introduces himself as the help. After that, Vera opens it and it's a loaded bag full of cash. 3 hours later, another associate of them named Mr. Penguin meets them at the Gotham Central Park. Riddler brags about his accomplishment of doing the impossible. But the client is growing impatient to his childishness and says he has transferred already a very substantial payment to his account and just want the item now. But first, Enigma reminded him that there shouldn't be any weapon in the meeting, and the Penguin just says it's just an umbrella because it's raining. The precautious man still asks if he could hold the item then. In 405 BC, a priestess of the temple attends the premiere of the Bacchae by Euripides to honor the god Dionysus. Food and men are becoming scarce because of war, and yet 8,000 Athenians gathered for the play, and the priestess is the only woman there. The play shows how the king of Thebes was tricked into attending a Dionysian ceremony for women, where he was later been eliminated. This strikes the priestess also, as she wanted the same thing to happen in that story. Back to the Riddler, he strikes the Penguin using the umbrella while Catwoman notices the bat signal in the sky. She says it's the signal and they need to be there, so Enigma left his client unconscious but still breathing. On the rooftop, Commissioner Gordon meets with Batman, informing him that Gotham United also got robbed. But it's still a mystery on why the suspect is not carrying any bags, and the bank doesn't really tell them what he took inside. The hero asks if it's the vault number 5, the Commissioner confirms it, at least that's what Mr. Barrington has told them. As Gordon would like to talk to Batman more, the hero is already gone. About 1157 BC, they are able to pull the King of Thebes, in which he meets his demise from the hands of women. 3,000 years later, Selina and Enigma are waiting at the Sunway house just outside Gotham City. The woman is complaining that it's taking so long for them to wait there, while the Riddler is trying his best to calm her down. She is also worried from what they've did with the Penguin, not just stealing the item, but how they played him. Meanwhile, Batman visits the Croc in the Arkham Asylum to interrogate him, demanding the people who's involved in the bank robbery. But the villain is not budging and just tells him that he worked alone. An hour before, it is through Gordon's help that the hero is able to see the Croc inside the hospital. People are very wary of a man in a bat costume, so he laid all the rules to him that there should be no rough stuff, no yelling, and absolutely no punching to earn the asylum's trust. Batman opens the cell and says he understands. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. See you on the next one.